Anyway, thanks for joining us. Casino Guitars, Baxter and Jonathan.
But just the idea, I don't know why the idea of that's so absurd to me. Like, wait. Yeah, no. That never happens.
I don't know. I didn't like the way you said that one line that was written on the cue card there. Click like and subscribe.
Hit the bell.
So the big question is, what are you waiting for? I mean, this could be a life question, but we're just talking about guitars and stuff. So with manufacturers from guitars and toys and amps and pedals, we're always waiting for this idea of them re-releasing something new. And we are too. But sometimes they just don't. And the whole idea is like, if there's a guitar you really want out there,
just buy it.
Just jump on it. It's like,
responsibility be damned.
No.
Screw it. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about because there is. I have met people. I have never suffered from this. I'm a little impulsive sometimes when it comes to guitar things. I'm like, I want the thing, the now thing.
Smart.
That's true. But you can go too far the other way where you're like, God, I would buy this, but what if tomorrow the best thing ever comes out? And it's not.
I remember doing that with like computers and TVs for a bit. Like, what if the new thing comes out? It's different with technology because I laugh about. Let's talk about the Fender Stratocaster. Like that technology was invented in 1954. It really hasn't changed that much. And
not that much.
Don't get me wrong, Fender releases a new Fender every couple.
Fastest neck ever.
No, every couple minutes there's a new Fender out.
It's true.
And if you have a Fender Stratocaster that's good and you like it, you're probably good.
Probably.
But you want the newest and latest thing maybe. Or we've had this a lot with like the American Original, which we think is one of the best guitars that they released, and they discontinued it. Sort of a while back.
Yeah.
There are a few are still coming out like slowly through production. We got a Jazzmaster and recently we're like, I can't believe they still built this for us.
Part of the reason that guitar is great is because it doesn't have any of those new weird gimmicky things. And I mean, maybe you say, okay, the nitro finish is gimmicky, but I mean, I just mean that it's plain. You know what I mean? It's just, it is a pure Stratocaster or Jazzmaster or Jaguar or Telecaster. So for me,
or Bass 6
or whatever you want. But I don't know. It's just, I don't see that.
Well, we need to start a petition to get like the Bass 6 back in production.
Yes.
Like not just custom shop, like production Bass 6.
I kind of want a Bass 6.
Because I bought that baritone, that expensive baritone, and it's awesome. I'm going to play as much as I want to because I need to leave it out of the case. But it'd be nice to have like a Bass 6 that would be in that sort of $1,500 to $2,000 price range.
That's just like that. I love the Bass 6.
Okay, is it even possible? Is that like a thing you can get from Fender anymore? Never mind.
Maybe it made Mexico Bass 6.
Yeah, for $1,500.
For $1,500.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's the new thing. But no, it's
sad dose of reality there.
But it is. It's the waiting game we all do, and with the changing of the business cycles too. Because Fender does have like a product cycle that we've sort of noticed, and so do most of these manufacturers. PRS has a different one. They sort of have their sort of standard things. They add new colors.
Yeah.
They do slight tweaks.
Right.
They're not really doing the same thing. Gibson has its things too, where it does launch new sort of series. Fender's just become very good at how they space it. In about 4 years, I've noticed.
That Fender's probably the best at like making a, there really is, I don't know, I guess there are little changes to the Les Paul, but you can look back and point to Fender like, okay, American Standard.
It's called NPOs.
Right. American Standard with the Fat 50s custom pickups, and then American Professional too. I mean, you can just look back.
They have a path, and that's a lot of that goes back to Andy. I think their CEO that they brought on years back, and hopefully he's staying a little bit longer. I think he's done pretty darn good for the company.
Let's say so.
He's created that sort of life cycle to where it does create interest, and it forces the engineering and the design team to come up with new stuff that might be usable and interesting to us as guitar players. Yeah. That being said, you can't sit on the fence and wait for that new thing always.
Well, you'll never, you'll just never buy anything. You'll never be happy. Your guitar journey.
You'll get that new American Original, and then guess what? The American Original was the vintage reissue before, and then there was some lines, there's some sort of trolling on the internet that this is the new line coming out. Well, that wasn't true. We usually know this stuff, and we sign these things where we can't talk about it, obviously, before a certain time.
Right.
But we can guess if we don't know, and we don't know right now on this one. We don't. No. So we get to guess and have conjecture and speculation. I thought there was going to be a new vintage sort of series announced
taking over that sort of American
just
original
like
space
last week.
I did too. That was what I was hoping.
We just saw a bunch of the new things that we still can't talk about yet, but that what's coming, and we were hoping that was going to be in the queue. It's not. So if you're still waiting for that, don't.
I just realized something with you talking that I even when we talked about this earlier, I didn't think about it, but I think part of what puts my brain outside of that thought process, like the newest thing or the newest like thing that's going to replace the American original, the newest product is, and I realize this is not for everyone, but once you step into the custom shop world, you never worry about that again, because what you want is you have whatever, you know what I mean, like within sort of reason, and even without reason, if you go master build. And I'm not saying everyone should go buy a custom shop. I know that they're very expensive, but I'm just saying once you kind of get in that mindset,
it is the same with Gibson too. It does. It in effect ruins you.
A little bit it does.
Because I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm such a guitar nerd. I still get super jazzed when I thought the Player Plus series was a great series. I think the Noventa is one of my favorites. That did not sell as well across the board. But I think if you have a Noventa, hang on to it.
It's a cool guitar.
Because it's going to be a discontinued line sooner than later. And it's a really cool guitar. It sounds fantastic. Looks cool as heck.
Gosh, I had to be one of the first years I was in Nashville. So like mid, 2000s.
70s.
Like 1973. I was a rhinestone cowboy.
Sorry, wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if it was like Buck Rogers, like you got stuck in a time machine, but it was just like 5 years, and you're like, oh, damn, this is disappointing. Like, am I in the future now? Dang it! No, it's just we just have just houses cost a lot more now.
Anyways, I had bought this special run Telecaster custom, like binding, super like Gretsch orange, had two like those Black Dove Fender P90s. Super cool guitar.
God dang.
I sold it because I'm an idiot.
You are an idiot.
And you see the black ones sometimes, but I never see the orange ones up for sale. But that's kind of like having to know.
I think being around me has sort of infected you with my sort of buy and hold mentality when it comes to guitars.
It has. I've also reached that weird point where like I don't have anything I want to get rid of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you eventually start buying to the things that you're not just impulse buying all the time. You are thinking it through. And you get a guitar and you like it.
Like I can't imagine. I don't have a single piece of gear right now that I'm like, ooh, what if I sold this? Except maybe my acoustic.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of that's sort of a utilitarian piece. That's sort of
mine is, my Taylor, yeah.
I mean that's just your Taylor, just your 300 series.
No big deal.
But you've gotten your use out of it, and that's I get it. It's like
and it's made me way more money probably than any of my other stuff.
No, it has. No, but like your Strat is amazing.
Strat is amazing.
My super cool. Is amazing. Yeah, that's super amazing 335. That's with the custom carved neck.
Yes.
You got some serious gear, and all you need is a Gretsch. Plays Edition Falcon.
If only.
And Midnight Sapphire.
If only.
If that would exist.
If only.
That one that we ordered last year would ever show up.
Ever.
And get built.
No big deal.
Jason. At Gretsch.
Ouch. Ooh.
He's not in production. He just sells them to us. But anyway, I'm going to blame you.
Gotta have a scapegoat.
Yeah, I mean, there does have to be a scapegoat. That's what I learned from House of Cards. Which, if you haven't watched House of Cards, seasons 1 and 2 are still pure film, TV brilliance.
There you go.
Watch seasons 1 and 2, and then at the end of 2, don't ever watch it again.
Just pretend like that was the end.
Pretend it is. It's like Walking Dead. You should have done the same with that seasons before, like right.
Or Lost.
No. I still haven't seen Lost. Have you seen that?
Not all of it. I watched a lot of it, and I just gave up one day.
Well, because that's the thing I think would be fun. Because I'm not. My sister and husband her husband, not my husband, were really into it, and like I just want to watch the last episode just to piss all those people off. That way, like super into it. My sister.
I have watched the last episode.
I just want to see that, not knowing anything about the show.
It was like very confusing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? I don't know. Yeah.
And I hear Peaky Blinders ended pretty well too. So I haven't watched that yet. I'm waiting. I've still got. I don't get much TV time. I have watched zero Peaky Blinders.
It's one day though. One day I'll watch it.
You will like it.
I didn't watch the whole thing
because it's like for people that like want to like Downton Abbey, but it's a little bit too posh for you. Then you just mix in like the good of the Sopranos with Downton Abbey.
Okay, right.
That's pretty much what it is. It's
like that.
But it's like not the rich people. It's like this poor working class, Manchester type, Liverpool type folks.
All right.
That are gangsters.
Cool.
But speak very British. They don't speak posh for the most part.
But they fight.
Oh yeah,
that's
fight.
all I care about.
Well, that's the whole thing. The Peaky Blinders, like they wear those little hats,
Yeah.
And they have a razor blade in the front of them.
No.
That's why they're called the Peaky Blinders.
Well,
because they come in with they'll slice. They don't do it very often. They'll shoot you with a gun, but it's just there just to leave a mark.
It's like a finishing move. Finish it.
Well, it's more of a marking move. I think it's like branding you. It's like Yellowstone, but like not in a good way. Yeah. So back to waiting for guitars and things. Sorry about that. I had a moment. Distracted. I apologize. I'm just excited. I don't know. I just love entertainment so much, like all aspects of it. Like I love working in the guitar business too, because there's an entertainment aspect besides the performers, like the fun of like when new guitars come out, we get jazzed, but there's always new guitars come out. But get the one you want.
You think about that's so true. Even the waiting on the right one, right? Like we're saying, don't do that. But I mean, it's just think of how many hours of entertainment and just joy we get from just talking about these dumb things.
Well, yeah. Even if I'm not, I spend most of my time not playing. I spend the majority of my time talking to people about building custom shop guitars for them or getting a production guitar for them, and I enjoy that thoroughly. It's really fun because then I sit there and imagine, oh my god, I hope they do the neck this way, and I wonder if it's going to have this exact little tint where I want it, and they get the pickup wired just right for this.
Just right.
And then the wait for it's kind of exciting, and then knowing that like when it gets here, I get to see it and check it out, inspect it, play it, and then eventually gets to go into its forever home.
There you go.
It's like it's fun for us.
It is fun.
We're nerds. That's But as if there's a guitar out there you're looking at, and you're still in that fence, like just get off the fence. Or God forbid, find one on the used market.
No.
An American original.
Craziness.
Or the vintage reissue ones are great. I remember having
the
some
AVRIs.
Yes, the American vintage reissues were really good guitars. We had some. I remember we had like a Jaguar twice come through, like some pre-owned ones, and they were awesome. If I was of the right sense, I should have kept one. But
God, I mean, I never owned one, but I can remember years ago just like lusting after just the 52 AVR, like just the butterscotch blonde with the black guard. That was like the ultimate guitar for me. I was like, man, if I could just have one of these. Yeah. And then they had the hot rod version with the little mini humbucker, the Seymour Duncan mini.
And if you're worried, like there's a new, like we're just talking Fender today because we're stuck on Fender for some reason. If you're in the American Pro 2 and you're like, oh, I'm worried there's gonna be a Pro 3, there will be a Pro 3 eventually.
Absolutely.
Don't worry about it. The Pro 2 is awesome. It's awesome.
And a new Pro 3 does not make the Pro 2 less awesome.
No, that's like when Taylor switched from X bracing to V bracing. I was like, do I need to get rid of my X brace? I'm like, no.
To their chagrin when I said that.
Yeah.
What? No, they do.
People tell me, yes, tell them they have to get this. They don't sound good. They will break. They will catch on fire spontaneously. And
X is over, baby.
Collapse. Yeah.
X braces for chumps.
Decades to hundreds of years old technology. That's obsolete. This is it now. No, it's not. Like it's new technology does not put your piece into obsolescence.
No,
it's
not on guitars. iPhones, yes, it does.
iPhones are designed to stop working after a few years because they're like, oh, you need a software update. That won't happen.
But that's one of the amazing things about guitars is that is not true. And I say, like tube amps.
Well, what's funny too is like the most cutting edge breaking technology guitars like from the 80s and 90s like are now vintage-ish. Yeah. Like I have like some of the old Ultra like Strat stuff like with the old the lace sensor pickups.
Right.
That's a thing that people like now. Where like for like a decade or two it was like, ugh, you got that.
Thanks to John Mayer and Sob Rock.
Is that you think driving it some?
Nah. Well, some of it probably. Nah.
I think Clapton's like sort of rising star again, like helps with that, too a little because I mean it is funny because you go and you hear Clapton live and he plays, his custom shop Strat, and he plays the same guitar the whole show. He shreds it, and he's not switching guitars every song. He just gets up there. You guys think he's got his tone. It's there. He's got his mid boost if he needs it. It's just funny. He's been doing that same pretty much spec.
Pretty sweet. Yeah.
I think Todd builds all those guitars for him. Todd Krause,
there you
go. I believe. Or if you're lucky enough, you get to be the Clapton builder. I don't know. So just let us know your thoughts on like the journey. If you've had this issue as far as like you're waiting, then all of a sudden, oh, the newest one comes out, and you're like, dagnabbit. If you're working with a shop that you like, they're going to tell you if something like you're about to buy is coming out.
Oh yeah, we do that all the time.
I mean,
I will say, hey, you can't, not going to say why, but maybe you should wait a week. Maybe you should wait 2 weeks.
Or we'll tell you why. It was like, don't post this on the internet. It's
Yeah.
like, don't buy this thing right now because there's a new one coming out that is going to have exactly what you're looking for.
Right.
You know,
Or maybe, hey, yeah, don't worry about the new one because it's not going to be your jam.
And it's like $300 more.
Yeah.
Or like back in the old days when they do like price decreases. You know, like if a new guitar's coming out, they'd be like they put like sales on the other ones sometimes. Like, just wait.
Yeah.
Wait 2 weeks. We'll let you know.
See, that's where my brain goes. Like, ooh, could I get the same guitar a little cheaper in a month?
Yeah, they do.
If I'm gonna wait, it's for that. You know.
Well, technology works that way. Guitars don't work as much.
Right.
Because they fortunately, the manufacturers have figured out their sort of production as well, so they will build enough to where they know it'll be over by the time the new product is coming out.
You almost, with the guitar, you have to think about it like used market. You know what I mean? People getting rid of the old to buy the new.
Yeah, so check them out. Let us know what you think. I'm gonna go think about biscuits or something.
Ooh.
You know, biscuits. I'm not gonna have any. I just like to think about them. I like Bojangles biscuits are my favorite.
I can't even say what we had the other day from McDonald's.
You can't say the word of what we had, but that's going to be in a video soon. We have photographic and video proof of Derek.
I still feel a little wrong.
I didn't really participate. I can't. I tried one bite.
Okay, all right.
I just can't. I can't do that. I'm not built that way.
It's true.
And then I went back and just had my normal thing.
But however, I was all in.
And there was desserts too.
I did it.
I think that whole package has been consumed at this point almost.
There's like a half one left.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah. Double fudge stuffed cookies. That's the dessert.
Okay.
It was ridiculous. We're going to go now.
Just am the way God made me. Can't help it.
Definitely click subscribe
Hit the bell.
so you can find this coming down the road.
Like, what are they talking about? It's
we'll
everything you're afraid of. No.
Worse.
Probably worse.
I'm going.
We'll see you next time.
I'm going to work now.